party people, what's good with you? It's your boy Chef Terrell. We're gonna be doing some of my grandmother's collard greens. Grandma taught me how to make this dish years ago, but now I'm sharing it with you guys because I just love you that darn much. Collard greens, neck bones, pigtails, it don't get no better than this. Let's go check it out. So we're at the stove. I've got all of my mise en place ready to go, ready to start pouring everything into the pot. But first, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the ingredients and why we work with these ingredients for our collard greens. It's a little bit different. It might not necessarily be the right way, but it's my way, it's the way my grandmother taught me, and can't nobody tell me anything different, right? There's just no better way to make collard greens. Butter, right? So I'm gonna start pouring this in. I like to use butter because I like to caramelize the seasonings as well as the vegetables as well that we're gonna be using for that. So we're gonna start off with butter. We're gonna start this off on, I would say, a medium high to even a high heat. So don't be afraid of necessarily burning it because we really wanna get a good color on these vegetables, which is gonna extract more flavor as we start caramelizing it. All right, so butter in. And then let's take some time to highlight the seasonings that I have in here. Listen very carefully. Seasoned salt, garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, not Hungarian style, but smoked paprika, black pepper, and then get this, a little bit of sugar as well. Yes, that's a little bit of sugar. You need just a little bit of sugar, not a whole lot. And we'll put the recipe in the comments and all that good stuff as well. All right, so while this butter is getting nice and brown, I'm gonna start pouring in my seasonings. We're gonna kind of caramelize these seasonings in a way. All right, so our seasonings are in there. The next thing, gotta have some garlic. Garlic in. And then of course, for making collard greens, you gotta have white onion. Onion's gonna go in there as well. And we let this sit. All right, so I wanna toss all this around just a little bit. And like I said, we're looking for a deep, dark color on the seasonings, the garlic, and the onions. Let this simmer and cook down for about another 2.5 to 3 minutes. All right, so you can see these onions, they're simmering away. They've got a nice, darker color to them. That seasoning's been incorporated into our pot here. Just keep stirring that around. Now, here comes the fun part. And I know this is really gonna blow some of your minds, but I promise you, this is the best way to make collard greens. You're gonna have the best results with this. Now, I've already rinsed these off. I've washed them 3 to 4 times. Clean collard greens. Make sure you clean off your collard greens as well. We're gonna toast this right in there with our butter, our seasonings, our onions and garlic. Add your collard greens right into it. We're not doing any stock or water yet. We really want our collard greens to become one with that butter. I like doing this with butter because, for one, it helps cook down the greens and they're able to get down to the size we want them to faster. But then also, we don't have to take 4 hours to let them stew. We can get this done in 1.5 hours to 2 hours instead of 4. We're cutting down our cooking time by about half by just sauteing our greens really quick. Look at that. Instead of just throwing water in there, reducing these down by sauteing them with a little bit of butter. Man. Cuts down our cooking time, and it's that much more delicious. All right. Starting to get nice and wilted. They've already lost at least half of their size. We're gonna let this get down until they're about a quarter of the size from where we first started. Oh, and it smells so good, all those vegetables in there. Now, if you want to make this vegetarian or vegan, if you're vegan, you can substitute the butter for extra virgin olive oil. And then obviously don't put in any of the meat. And if you're a vegetarian, still put in any of the meat. While we're talking about the meat, let's go ahead and throw them in here. So you guys can see here, I have neck bones and I also have pork tails. Now, neck bones don't really have that much fat on them. The pork tails do, so you're able to get a little bit of both different parts of the hog. But I like to have both of them in there. You can do just one, you don't have to do any at all. But this really seasons and flavors my collard greens. And plus, you also want to have a meaty texture in there. You gotta have something in there. My mom likes to use sausage. She loves to use smoked sausage and bacon in hers. Personally, I like to use the neck bones and the pork tails. You can use whatever meat you want in this, but the meat will flavor it. So, especially for something like the neck bones and the pork tails, both of those things are smoked, so they already have a level of flavor to them. So you're just adding flavor. I always talk about building flavor. We're just building flavor when we add meat to it, especially when it's a smoked meat. All right, now, keep stirring these around. Just like that. And we're gonna let these cook down for like another 10-15 minutes on low heat, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna add some stock and water to it. All right, so got our water. Our greens have reduced. They've been simmering for about an hour or so. We're gonna toss our water right on in. And we're gonna let these things simmer for like another hour, hour and a half max. That's really gonna bring out the texture that we want, and it's really gonna help accentuate all the flavor from that pork. Man, these things are so good, and I feel like we really did a good job. My grandma would be happy with these. Cheers, guys. I'll see you later. Get out of here. Man, that's good.